Welcome to Ecclesia Principles, a biblical strategy for believers to engage in God's design for government with Ray Eppard.
Today we're happy to have with us Doobie Sabo, and he is from Israel. He is a tour guide there, and he's going to talk to us about a number of things, one of which is what is happening in Israel right now. Now, if I remember correctly, you were a member of the Israeli Defense Force.
Yes, sir.
And there just a moment ago, you mentioned the struggles of the military.
Yes.
Could you dive into that a little bit more?
Yes, sir. So I'm getting the chills when I want to speak about it, because on October 7th happened something that I never in my life, as somebody who served in top units and have seen how much we were training to be ready for the day when the enemies are going to come and infiltrate, we were caught unguarded. We were caught not ready. There was a spirit and a concept amongst the governments and the military of Israel that the Hamas just want to have more money, they just want to have better lives, they just want to have maybe jobs, they don't care about fighting, they don't want to come into Israel. We were taken by the most devastating surprise, which shook the nation of Israel to the core. But we also learned on the tough way that we weren't ready also in terms of our reservists. We had empty storages. We didn't even have enough helmets. We didn't have enough bulletproof vests. We didn't have enough holsters for our guns. We didn't have enough weapons. Thank God to the fact that we have a treaty with the US, between, because a lot of people say Biden gave to Israel, this is it. It's the House of Representatives, it's the Senate, but it's literally the contract that Israel has directly with the Pentagon, because Israel has given so much. Israel is the number one high-tech center in the world.
Yes.
It's the startup nation. We have given so much technologies to the US. Actually, by the way, if you don't know, your F-35, their helmets, their electronics, everything is actually made by Israel. So there's so much technology that Israel had given on research. Yes, the US financed it, but in the end of the day, we have an alliance, we have a treaty, and they're supposed to help us, and they were. Yes, Biden gave the order, which was to be then on the right side of history, to send the airlift into Israel to help us, but we were caught unguarded. And me, myself, and many friends that I know, that we are already what we call in Yiddish alte kakes, which means we're too old to serve, literally. But we have our contacts and our relationships with people and congregations around the world. We reached out to friends, mainly in the US, to give money, to donate, to buy helmets, to buy all kinds of gear and equipment that we needed immediately, because usually it takes 3 months to recruit the amount of reservists that Israel recruited within 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
We called over 300,000 civilians to come and wear their gear and go to fight, because the big fear was that we'll be now attacked from all the different arenas, not only from the south. So the people say, but how come you didn't have the Air Force going down there and all these things? They weren't really afraid of Hamas. The army was afraid that simultaneously they'll come from the Golan Heights and they'll come from Lebanon, and these armies of Hezbollah and the proxies of Iran on this side, they are 20, 100 times stronger than the Hamas. So what the army did, they thought that this is a deception attack on the south, and from the north comes the trouble, just like the Bible says, right?
Yes.
So therefore, it took us a big hiccup to retaliate, to respond. But thank God, churches, synagogues, mainly Christian people across the board in the US sent millions of dollars. I personally got in touch with multiple churches that just said, Doobie, what can we do? How can we support? And I can tell you this was a huge, huge help.
Yes.
You've been listening to Ecclesia Principles with Ray Eppard. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook on our Ray Eppard pages. This program was brought to you by Victory Worship Center and World Outreach. Services Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 200 Hammond Lane, Stanton, Virginia.